So I finally got a power supply for the Goodwill PC, and I also bought a couple new RAM sticks, which are the same brand and same speed and should be the same thing as the Crucial RAM that I put in there before. So let's first make sure that it still runs. That shouldn't be a problem, but let's boot it up. It should show up in your bottom left corner if I did everything. Yeah, there it is. Yep. Okay, well, it booted, so it still works. It didn't break in the meantime. I haven't done anything to it. It's been sitting. Next step is I bought a couple more RAM sticks. Currently, this has 24 gigs of RAM. It has 8 and 8 and 4 and 4. So let's switch out. You can see, yep, the smaller RAM. 4 gigs of RAM, Micron. Doesn't say the speed on it. So changing out these 4 gigs for 2 8 gigs. I bought these from Amazon. They were used, and they were $12 a piece, I think. So $24 to get up to 32 gigs of RAM. So here is the new, that's the new RAM. Well, it's used, but it's new to me. It should work. I've read that it's good to have the same brand, the same speed is the best way to make sure everything's gonna work together well. So it was only $24, I thought might as well. Let's put this in here. And stick 4. And then we'll boot it again, make sure that this RAM works. And then we'll switch to the power supply, which I have no idea what I'm doing with the power supply. I'm just gonna try to match plugs up and hopefully it goes okay. All right, so we got all 4 sticks in there, seated well. Let's boot. Yep, there it is. Yes, it has. It's cool that you noticed. It says, you might not be able to see it. It says, alert, the amount of system memory has changed. To continue, press F1. Control, Alt, Delete. Task Manager. Performance, is it? Yes, it is. Yep, it's reading all 32 gigs of memory. So yeah, it's got the most amount of memory that it can take. So that's as fast as it can go as far as with that. The CPU, as I said, or I don't know if I finished that thought, but it is one of the best CPUs from 2012. That's not a lot compared to today, but it's a good processor, and it should be able to run games from 2012 really well, hopefully, after I get the graphics card, which I don't have yet. That'll be the final, or one of the final, or well, it'll be the next purchase. So let's shut down again, now that we know it's working. And now I get into uncharted territory. I've changed RAM before. I have never changed a power supply. So we'll see how this goes. All right, so let's get the old one out. First, let's unplug the power cord. So this one was 200, where is it? 265 watts, this power supply, and the new one's going to be 650, which is not a lot for today, but it'll be more than enough for what I'm putting in it. There's all these different grades of power supplies: 80 plus gold, 80 plus bronze, 80 plus platinum, 80 plus titanium, and then there's unrated ones. And I did a search, and it turns out the difference between 80% platinum and 80% gold is pretty negligible if you're not having the PC on all the time. So I just got gold. 80 plus platinum is a lot more expensive. So, I see it. There's a little lock tab back here. Tricky. There it is. So the new power supply I got, it was on sale on Amazon. It's in MSI. Let me get the box. It's an MSI mag A650GL. So MSI is a good brand. They make gaming computers. I know some people who have bought MSI gaming computers. It was $80, I think, on sale from like 100 something. So I did save a little bit more money on this than I was planning on, because the one I was looking at back when I thought 80 plus platinum was a bigger deal was like 120, I think. So I saved about $40 over that. Every step along the line, I end up saving money, not buying Corsair Vengeance RAM because it's just a computer from 2012, and not buying 80 plus gold, not buying a super nice graphics card that'll get bottlenecked by the CPU. Yeah, I forget what graphics card I'm getting, but it has 4 gigs of VRAM, and it's low profile, and it costs about $100 right now. It's been sitting in my Amazon cart for a while, and I haven't actually. Still waiting, but we'll see. Maybe for my birthday is relatively close. Maybe for my birthday, and then I'll have a PC that can run pretty much any game that I would want to play on it. And they gave you a cute little bag with all the cords in it. So this is a fully modular power supply. I don't know why, but I think that's better. It's easier to work with, I think. All right, this looks like it might be different, so we'll see. This is an older computer, and this is a newer power supply. Come on, bud. Oh, is it this way? I bet it's this way. Yeah. I think I was pushing the clip the wrong way. Yes, I was. Okay. So is this the same as that multicolored plug? We'll see. Actually, yes, it looks like it is. Yeah, awesome. It looks like we're in business. I know that there are some older computers where the plugs are not compatible, and you have to get like a bunch of adapters and stuff. I don't know how old that is, but apparently not. This is new enough that it's not that kind of a problem. All right, CD drive. Should be a lot easier from here out. Okay, this is like multi-little contacts here, so need to find one that matches that. Oh, here it is, yeah. Okay, so let's get this CD drive. Oh, which way? Should have looked at that. I think it's this way. Let's see. That's right, though. That's the right thing. Okay, what else does this power supply go to? It looks like this yellow and black thing on the I don't know what this is. It goes straight to the motherboard again. So I don't know what that is, but it is a square plug. Do I have any of those? Uh-oh. Might have the first one where I need to pick up an adapter. So we're not going to be able to boot tonight, but that's okay. And then we have the power for the hard drive that you can't quite see. Hard drives. Yeah, it still has 2 in here. I'm going to take one of them out, since this is obviously a lot slower than the main hard drive, which is a 2 terabyte SSD. This is, like I said, a 5200 spinning 128 gig hard drive, or excuse me, 500 gigs. So not small, but it's not great either. All right, and take out the power cord to the, and that should be all of them. Yeah, I think it is. Yep. The old power supply is free. And this, as you see, this is a little bit I do know about power supplies now, is this is not modular, because all of the, trying to get a good picture of it, all of the cords come out the back like this, and they're connected inside, which obviously, well, not obviously, never open one of these. Never open one of these. They're dangerous. They have capacitors in them that still hold electricity even when they're not plugged in. So don't mess around with one of these unless you're an electrical engineer. And I am not. Okay, so the power connectors to the hard drive. Power connector to the, here it is. So let's plug in the power to this, to the hard drive. This is a 2 terabyte Samsung SSD, SATA. It's not M.2 obviously, but okay, so that's all the ones that I can put in for now. Let me try to get a close-up of the one I'm missing. Right here. This plug, I don't have a set of cords that fits that. I have one that looks like it, but it has 2 extra, so it's a 6 instead of a 4. But like I said, I bet that that's probably just need to get an adapter. Probably not expensive, but you know, that'll just have to be one more thing to buy, but like I said, not expensive. That's the one thing I don't have yet. So no booting tonight, because I have no idea what that is, and I don't want to try to boot the computer and it not have power to something that it needs power to. But I can at least put in the new power supply, which has a fan on it. The old one didn't. So that's nice. And so it goes like this. Let's plug in these to here first. All right, so what is this going to? That is SATA. They're labeled here on the back. Let me see. And we have the one, here's another SATA, because that was the CD drive, DVD drive I think it is, but eventually I want to upgrade it to a Blu-ray drive, possibly. Would be nice, but that's not totally necessary, so that's down the line. And then the big boy that goes into the motherboard. One thing it did not come with is instructions. These are both labeled. Let me show you. Oh, you can't quite see. Come on. All right. These are both labeled ATX 24P. So I imagine that's the right one for the bigger part, the bigger half of the this cord here. And then the other one is 1, 2, 5 and 5. Oh, I bet that goes here. I bet that goes here, because this is 5 and 5, and this is, it's hard to line this up when it's backward. Okay, this is where the big plug goes, and I think this is where the smaller plug goes. All right, so let's plug that in, see if that works. All right, that is correct for that, and yep, it got it. Okay, yeah, that's the only one that has 5 prongs or contacts, so that's gotta be the one. Alrighty, so let's install this in the case. Wrong way. Fan's gotta be where it can actually get air. That would be good. Oh, is that it? So now just screwing it into the case. This one also has a separate power switch on it, whereas the old one did not. We have a new power supply, and it's almost all good. I just need a new adapter or something, new plug or something. You know, it won't make the computer any faster, unfortunately, but it will be a more reliable and bigger power supply than what I had. This is 650 and I had 265. So last time I left on a bit of a cliffhanger because I couldn't figure out how to get one of the new power supply plugs plugged into the motherboard. But I asked around on Discord, and a couple people said to me, well, you can just use an 8-pin, but only use half of it because it's a 4-pin connector that I need. It's not a Molex 4-pin, it's a newer type 4-pin. So I did that, and it worked, and I'll show you in a second. Right there was the problem. What this 8 thing is plugged into is actually a 4-pin connector. So I only used half of it, and it works. I don't know what that is. Maybe it's for the CPU. So that works now. Everything's working. So the power supply is in. Everything is good with it. And last stream also we upgraded the 2 4 gig sticks to 2 8 gigs. So new power supply, 32 gigs of RAM, and I also kind of accidentally bought a second hard drive for this. It was on eBay and I bid for it because I looked at what it cost new, and it costs $160 new. So you might be seeing double right here. I got a second 2 terabyte Samsung SSD. It was $80 used on eBay, and I did not think I would get it for that price, but I did. So I have 4 terabytes of storage now. 4 terabytes of storage, 32 gigs of RAM, all good. Much better. So the next step for this is going to be putting in, there we go. Get my fingers out of the way. Putting in a graphics card in this slot here. The graphics card is about $100. It is a 4 gig VRAM graphics card from MSI. I don't remember the model that it is. It's nothing fancy. It's low profile, so it doesn't use a lot of electricity. I don't know if I'm going to put anything else in any of these slots. I was thinking maybe a Wi-Fi slot, Wi-Fi card, but I have let me count them. 4 on the front, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 on the back. So I have 10 USB slots on this. So the little dongles that you can get that are Wi-Fi antenna-like things, whatever they're called, that'll work well enough. I don't need to get a card for it because I expect I'm going to have it plugged into Ethernet anyway. What else? I might get a card that does USB 3.0. I don't know if this system will accept it, if the motherboard can even do that, but I'm going to try. That's a thing. So there's one I have on Amazon that's like $17, I think, for 2 USB 3s and 2 USB-C connections. I did have a problem. It wasn't filmed, but a while back when I did stream with this once or twice, I had to use my phone's microphone in order to get clear audio because something is up with the I/O on this. I asked around about that, and people think, well, maybe it might be loose connections, poor soldering, because one, I'll show you. Oh, sorry. Right here, where my finger is, this metal box here, that is what connects to the I/O for the microphone and speakers in the back. And connected to that, it sounds like I'm a mile away and it has a whole bunch of static. That must be poor soldering, I'm guessing. And the one on the front here, right here, can you see that? Right here, doesn't work at all. Don't know what's up with that. That is a wired connection, so I can check the wires, see if some of them are loose or something, but so that was an issue. I got something that might fix the issue. Right here, this is what I got. It is a Sabrent kind of external sound card. It's not really a sound card, but it connects via USB and it accepts these type of, sorry, trying to get it. Yeah, you can see it. These type of jacks. So regular headphone jacks and microphone jacks. So it should work. And I'm gonna actually check that now. Yeah, you might lose my my mic for a second while I try to plug it into this and see if it works. Test. All right, yeah, you should be able to hear me again. I have no idea what's going on with the audio for this other PC. I'm just getting nothing out of it. Well, not the odd. I can hear stuff from it, but I can't force it to recognize the mic.